when I tried to get into jazz, my mom used to play jazz records around the house. I used to play along with the blues and rock records that I had by ear. But then I took her jazz records to my room, and I tried to play along with those records, and I got lost right away. Then I realized I wanted to study more, because I felt like I wanted to expand a little bit more musically. And so I figured that would be a good way to try to learn some jazz. And so I started taking some lessons and trying to learn how to read and the notes of the guitar. I didn't think I would ever learn jazz. I thought it would be too hard. I thought, forget it. There's so many chords, so many scales, it's a pain in the ass. Jazz was just more challenging in some ways. Of course, that doesn't mean, I think some blues, some rock, some folk music is some of my favorite music. But I love jazz also very much, and it was very challenging, so I learned more in general just by studying that. One thing I just want for any guitar players here, one thing that was very helpful for me, scales were important, but the notes of the chord tones, was very helpful somehow, because it kind of made the chord, I could see how a chord was constructed. The sound became clearer to me, why a chord sounds the way it sounds. The notes of the chord, the arpeggio, is the sound of the chord. It's the ingredients that make up the sound of the chord. And I had to go slow and just keep going, because I got sometimes very sad. I thought I would never be able to play, and I wanted to throw my guitar out the window. For me, a lot of what I did was, I think music is a language. And by the way, it's a language of the heart. Most important. No matter what you play your heart out. I think with every language, you learn a language, you can learn it in school, you learn the theory, the spelling, the verb conjugation. But after a while, you learn a language by speaking it, making a lot of mistakes, and by listening to people that know the language. What I did was listen a lot to different people, sometimes play along with records, sometimes transcribe the solos and try to play along with them. And it took a long, for me, I'm slow, but I just kept with it, and gradually I started getting more of a feeling for it. So just keep, I think, listening, playing a lot. Sometimes when you sing along, try to sing what you play. You know, try to, and it happens. You'll get it more. You know, listen, and also things like instead of.
En vez de.
Reading was very important to me. Learning how to read music was really important. I didn't know how to read at all. And so I had to learn the notes. And once I learned how to read, it opened up a lot of stuff. But it was a drag. to learn. I mean, it wasn't fun for me. I didn't like it because
No,
it was
not.
something I was terrible at. But I got better, and then when I got better, I started enjoying it more. But sometimes when you learn something new, it's difficult. I'm always studying music because music is forever. After a long time, you won't have to think. It's like when you speak in Spanish, in a language that you're fluent in, you don't have to think of the words. You have an idea, and the words come out.